What we do know about Apple is that Steve Jobs and Johnny Ive were maniacal and obsessive and detail-oriented about how their products would look and feel. So we know that. That's accepted.
That everybody knows.
What we don't know is that that's the top of the pyramid called industrial design. The next part of the pyramid is called product design, or PD. That's another team of brilliant people, but their job is not to question anything Johnny Ive's done. It's to sort of fulfill his wishes. And so if an iPod
no matter how difficult.
Correct. If Johnny Ive's design is going to be, this many centimeters across and this many centimeters wide or whatever, you have to fit all the components in there, in a beautiful fashion and have to do all sorts of things. It takes a different level of genius. And then what we've ignored and what I sort of go into great detail, and to some extent, this is the origin story of the book when I figured this out and that it hadn't been written about. The next stage is manufacturing design, or MD. And these are the guys who go to Asia. They're the ones who go and build the parts that are needed. So in other words, the thing that makes Apple really different is they are not relying on component makers to come up with the next innovations. And they say, oh, that's great. We could probably use that in our next product. No, they are going to the suppliers and inventing those parts. And then it's not just the parts that they're being built. They're designing the machines that produce those parts.
And there's a part in the book where you describe how I never heard of this before. They actually bought all the equipment for the contract manufacturers in China, the special equipment, and they would put it in the factory.
Yes.
And then they would let these contract manufacturers operate it. But the actual equipment they bought for them.
Yes. And they would tag it for Apple use only. And even the software that is running on those machines is Apple's. Right? So we think of them as doing software for the devices that we have. They do the software for these machines as well. I mean, this hasn't been written about.